Us. We are back.
Retarget weapon systems. Prepare to fight.
Weapons hot, deflectors to full.
Today is a good day to die.
Your life, as it has been, is over. From this time forward, you will service us.
And greetings everybody, and welcome to another JeSter Reviews. And today I would like to bring you the legendary Defiant. And yeah, I've been after this ship for quite some time. So when the 10th anniversary bundle came out on a sale, ages ago, I jumped at the chance to pick this up. Now, prior to this, I was actually flying the fleet equivalent to this ship, and later on we'll go through the stats of that ship and this one. We'll compare them, as well as the Adamant, which is the Terran version of this ship. Well, as you can see, she's just like the ship represented on Deep Space Nine, and I've been after this ship for a long time, and I really do like it. I really do. I love the design, but I do like cannon ships, you see, and I do like this one. Now, this ship, for all of you who are not aware, this ship was designed to combat the Borg. She's a very small ship. I believe she can accommodate a crew of up to 140. Yes, and she's quite a tough little ship. This nose section is detachable, I believe. I think it's some sort of ordnance. It has some sort of ordnance in it in the designs. It's a last resort weapon, I believe. And we never actually saw that used, did we, when we watched Deep Space Nine? But this ship certainly was an effective little ship against the Dominion. Anyhow, let's just have a look at this design, because I could look at this design all day. It's lovely. It really is nice. It's got the inbuilt nacelles there. And there's all sorts of other little additions. I mean, not with this ship, but yes, it does. In the designs, it shows down here it can launch a shuttle, although not on this ship. Yes, we're not that lucky. And the bridge is hidden in this area here. It's not as prominent as in the other ships that you see. So it's as you can see, it's definitely a ship of war. I think it's one of the only ships that Starfleet built that was for conflict, if you like, albeit with the Borg. I think the Dominion had a bit of a taste of this, didn't they? Right, so let's look at the build and the statistics of the ship, shall we? So let's look at the statistics for the legendary Defiant pilot warship. At level 65, you'll have a hull of 56,250. She has a hull modifier of 1.25 and a shield modifier of 0.95 with a turn rate of 15.5 and an impulse of 0.19. Her inertia rating is 65, and her bonus power includes a plus 15 to weapons power and a plus 5 to engine power. Her bridge officer seating is as follows. You get a commander tactical, a lieutenant tactical, a lieutenant commander engineering, a lieutenant science, and a lieutenant universal pilot. Her weapons are 5 to the front and 3 to the rear with 3 device slots. Her consoles consist of 5 tactical, 4 engineering and 2 science. Her abilities include the quantum warhead module. She has a cloak and pilot maneuvers. And for all you that collect Admiralty cards, you'll be getting 37 engineering, 61 tactical and 19 science. Okay, what I'd like to do now is just compare the legendary Defiant pilot warship, the Terran Adamant Heavy Raider, and the Fleet Tactical Escort T6. Now, if you look at the legendary Defiant pilot warships, of course there is a cost because you can only obtain this by purchasing the 10th anniversary bundle. The Terran Adamant Heavy Raider, however, you can purchase that for 3,000 Zen from the C store, and the Fleet Tactical Escort, in essence, you can pick up for free if you have the Fleet modules. So let's just basically drill down into these 3 ships to see which ones are, I would say, value for money. And straight away, for me, the Terran Adamant Heavy Raider jumps out as being the best value for money. It has a Commander Tactical Intel Station, and it has a Lieutenant Universal Temporal Operative Station, which I quite like. I also like the fact that it's got a plus 20 to weapons power. The downside for me with this ship is it has a 5-1 weapons setup. Now, obviously this review is the legendary Defiant pilot warship review, and some of the bits that I like about the legendary Defiant is it has a slightly higher hull modifier, but only slightly, and apart from that, really, I much prefer the Terran Adamant Heavy Raider. However, having said that, the legendary Defiant pilot warship is the one which I really do like the look of, and that's because basically I can relate to that more having seen Deep Space Nine. Now, if you're a free-to-play player with a limited budget, I appreciate that the legendary Defiant pilot warship may be outside of your price range, given that it's part of the 10th anniversary bundle, and given that it's the closest ship to canon for Star Trek, I also appreciate that you may not want to use the Terran Adamant Heavy Raider, even though you can pick that up off the C store for 3,000 Zen. So, failing that, you may want to look at the Fleet Tactical Escort, which will cost you basically nothing other than fleet modules. And if you're part of a fleet and you've completed your Tier 6 reputations, you will have 6 or more fleet modules to fall back on. Now, this ship in itself, yes, at level 65, it has the lowest of the hulls to the other 2 ships, be it 49,500. The legendary Defiant has a hull at level 65 of 56,250, but it's not far off, isn't the Fleet Tactical Escort, to the Terran Adamant Raider at 51,750. Yes, the hull modifier is slightly less, but not that much, and the shield modifier, not far off the other 2, to be fair. If we're looking at the weapons power, then the weapons power of plus 15 to weapons power and plus 5 to engine power is the same as what you'll get from the legendary Defiant. Now, the bridge officer seating with the Fleet Tactical Escort. You get a Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Tactical Pilot, Lieutenant Engineering, Lieutenant Science, and a Lieutenant Universal. So yeah, you don't have the flexibility as you would have with the Terran Adamant Heavy Raider. And for me, the Commander Tactical Intel, I quite like that, and I also like the Lieutenant Universal Temporal Operative Station as well. But again, the weapon setup for the Fleet Tactical Escort is 4 to the front and 3 to the rear, which is more or less on a par with the Terran Adamant Raider, even though the Terran Adamant Raider has a 5-1 setup. Now, I said 5-3 then, has a 5-1 setup. So, yes, it swings and roundabouts really. If you have a limited budget, then yes, the Fleet Tactical Escort will do you just fine. And I've flown the Fleet Tactical Escort for some time before I could get the legendary Defiant pilot Warship. But then I find myself flying the Terran Adamant Heavy Raider mostly now, because I do find that a really good ship to fly. And I do I do like the abilities that come with this ship as well. So there you have it. You can take your pick. We've compared these three, and you may want to look at Romulan equivalents, or you may want to look at Klingon ships, which are also the equivalent, and maybe so the Jemadar equivalents as well. But if you're a Fed player, you like to keep with the Fed theme, and you like these Defiant designs, then I hope this will help you with your choice. Okay, so here we are in the ship's tailor, and as you can see, we've got quite a few skins to get through, so let's have a quick look. This is the Adamant. I must admit, I actually do like the stats on this ship, and if you actually own the Adamant, which you can pick up from the Zen store for 3,000 Zen, you'll find that this ship is, I personally think it's a lot better than the legendary version, but I do like the look of the legendary version. So anyhow, there's the Adamant Mirror, which is more or less the same. The Defiant, good old Defiant look, there you go, without the nose art. Gallant. Yeah, I'm not so keen on that, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's dead fugly, isn't it? Yeah, fugly. That's a good word, fugly. Yeah. The Vigilant. That's not too bad, I suppose. Yeah, that's not too bad. Sao Paulo. Yeah, I quite like that one as well. Valiant. Yeah, I'm not so keen on that one, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know why though. Yeah, anyway. There you go, the Defiant nose art. And the Defiant mirror version. With this little bit of paintwork here. So we'll stick with that one. The interior bridge. I have the Belfast designed Defiant Belfast. There we go. That's the one I think fits closest to this ship. Materials. Let's have a look here. Defiant. Fleet. Oh no, don't like that one. In fact, I'm not so keen on that either. Let's change those colours. What's that? It's a Fleet. Fleet 2. Galaxy. Oh, that's quite cool, isn't it? I like that one. Oh, I like the Galaxy. Intrepid. NX. NX refit. Sovereign. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Sovereign refit. Yeah, I'm not so sure on that one either. Terran Type 1. Oh no. Terran Type 2. Yes, well, least said about those two the better. Type 0. Yeah, that's not bad. Type 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Oof, no, don't like that one. 7. 8. And did we miss one there with 7A? Yeah, we did. 8B. Upgrade. Veteran. Yeah, I think we'll stick with the Galaxy. Oh, having said that, I'm not so keen on that one either now. Oh dear. I'll stay with that one, I think. Windows. There's not much difference there, to be honest with you. Right, we'll stick with that. Advanced. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know we had that. So we have different types of nose art. Oh, that's quite cool. I've never noticed that before. Oh, never noticed that before. So let's have a look at that. Nose art 5. Oh. Yes, well, I'll stick with that one because I think that's the best one. So, there you go. Look, you can mix and match. That looks a bit strange, doesn't it? What would that look? Oh gosh, that looks weird, doesn't it? Let's have a look at these. Yeah, I must admit I'm not keen on them. And finally the nacelles. Yes, well, I think we'll leave that as is. But as you can see, there is quite a lot of variation there on the theme. And if you do get tired of this ship, or the design of this ship, you've got plenty to be going at. Although, I think you're going to be hard pressed to mix and match with this, to be honest with you. 'Cause most of those did look a bit weird, I thought. Anyhow, right, so let's go up to the bridge. And yeah, while we're there, we'll have a chat with the crew as well, shall we? So here we are on the bridge, as it is. Excellent, isn't it? This is the Belfast Bridge, which I think closely resembles the Defiant Bridge that we've seen on DS9. Well, whether it is or it isn't, I quite like it, to be honest with you. But excuse me, Romulan crew person, what on earth are you doing there? You've been here for some time. Well, in fact, you've been here for 2 days. What's going on? Number 1 has told you to stand here. Oh, right. Well, I'll have a word with number 1 for you. Actually, it's very strange because Your Romulan colleague was stood here for a day or two as well, wasn't she? That was until you relieved her. Oh, right, okay. And why was she standing here? On the orders of number 1. Right, well, I'll go and have a word with him, shall I? Yeah, right, well, thank you. Mr. Potato Head. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. Number 1. Can you tell me why we've had 2 Romulan crew people standing guard there? Yes, he's been there for 2 days, he hasn't moved. And the other one was there for a day. They say that you sent them. What do you mean, is the paint dry? What paint? So you mean to tell me they'd be standing there because you asked them and you haven't told them? Never mind. Yes, I'll tell you what. Yes, I think I'm going to have to sort out the system on this ship. By all means, take the next 2 days leave. Yes, Romulan crew person, I do apologise for number 1. He's quite obviously an idiot. Anyway, hello there, Lucari person. And well, I'm sorry that you've been put with the Borg. He's quite a nice chap, really. What do you mean he doesn't like plants? Well, he won't, will he? He's a Borg. He did what? He assimilated your cactus. Well, I'll have a word with him about that, if you don't mind. Excuse me, Borg person. You assimilated the Lucari crewman's cactus. That's not on, you know. I beg your pardon. It was an inferior life form. It's a plant. It's a cactus. And you've assimilated it. Ah, right. Okay. Well, I hope you'll replace it for the Lucari person. Yes, if you don't mind. You'll be reporting back to the Borg about. Well. Okay. Just make sure that it's all good stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, please. Anyway, moving on. Good grief. Hello there, Romulan person. Yes, I do apologise. I've just been told that you was on guard duty for wet paint for a day. Number 1, who shall be getting spoken to soon. Yes, he's. What can I say? You know, I've got to be professional, really, and stand by him. Haven't I? Being the captain and all, but well, what can I say? He's an idiot. So anyway, right. Well, carry on. So, well, excuse me, crew person. Why are you dressed as an Iconian? You're undercover. Yes, you're always saying you're undercover, but you're on the bridge. Undercover from what? You don't have an Iconian mission, do you? Number 1 said that you had to dress like that just in case there were. Right, well, say no more. Gonna have to deal with Mr. Potato Head there, aren't I? So, you've seen the outside. We've had a quick look round the bridge as it is. And I think now we'll take her into the field and see how she performs, shall we? So, I'll see you in a minute. So here we go. Search and rescue. Well, there you go. I hope you liked that demonstration there, what this little ship can do. She can certainly pack a punch, can't she? Yeah. I have to say, she is one of my favourites, but don't tell the other ships because they all get jealous. But yep, I really enjoyed that. That was a really good dust up, and I hope you got a rough idea there of what you can actually do with this ship. And yeah, I haven't really taken her to the edge yet either. I haven't even taken her to a cannon build, but I should imagine she'll be equally as lethal with a cannon build. Right. Well, looking out of the window, it's a glorious summer's evening here in the UK. And speaking of evenings, I'll leave you to the rest of yours. Please don't forget, if you haven't already done so, can you hit that subscribe button for me? Yes, and give us a like as well, because that always makes my day, or evening, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, really cool ship this. Highly recommend her. Either that or the fleet variant. The fleet variant is just as lethal, to be honest with you. Anyhow. So, until next time, this is JeSter signing off.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
Too much that you do the same. And you stay out of mine.
Well, when you put it like that, You see, we are adults. I bet you looked.
Sexual advances?
I'm afraid so.
She offered to give you a rose petal bath.
Good God, man.
Do you think they might let me watch?
It's good to see you're enjoying yourself.